How do you usually approach writing your solos? Do you just bang it out, do you plan it out, or is it a little mix of both?
I think writing solo, the way that everyone in the band do it, not just me, have changed throughout the time from the first album to now. So in the old days, I used to just run the tape and keep playing, improvising until we got one. So sometimes it can take a day, sometimes it can take maybe an hour. And these days, it's kind of, I realized that by doing that, I'm actually writing the solo, improvising. So I'll play it 10 times, and I'll pick up the best parts out of the 10, and end up playing the same thing from the first take, another part from the second take, and put it all together. So I think it's kind of improvised writing, how I do it. And Sam, he actually writes every single note out to the chord of each solo. So it depends. I learned that approach from the ideas like Yngwie Malmsteen and George Lynch, who kind of improvise through the solos all the time. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't forget, like, you don't have any problems with forgetting lines sometimes, or just have to listen to it again.
You kidding? So after we finish the album, we don't know how to play any of the solos. No, honestly. So we have to go back and listen to it and learn it back. So when we start a tour, we can only play maybe 4 songs from the new album, because we don't never have enough time to learn all the solos again. So and then after maybe a year of touring those songs, we change a few of the new albums out. Yeah, so it actually takes a long time to relearn it back. But it's much time to write them. Yeah. There's one I really like, but I can't remember what it is. That shows you how much I like it. Actually, I have no idea what I've been listening to. I really like it, and I actually don't remember what it was. When I remember, I'll tell you, okay? Thank you. Thanks. Lots of different things inspire me to play. I think every kind of music you listen to can help you as a guitar player. If you like rock music, I mean metal, whatever. I mean, I listen to some other kind of pop music, not pop music, kind of pop rock music, and I can get inspired from that. Not just the playing music-wise, but you see people perform on stage. They're running around, jumping around on stage, and the sound of the album, the production also kind of inspire me. If it's well recorded and sounds good. So even video games music inspire me. So, and seeing you actually, as young as that, playing guitar inspire me to better carry on practicing before you catch up. Yeah, so pretty much everything around. Yeah. The 7th string is the low E. Yeah. If I put a high E, people are going to really complain about me being a total, I don't know. Just a low E. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll be playing for the dogs. Dogs will really hit the pitch of that, but I think I like Value of the Damned from the first album still, because it's kind of easy to play, so we can run around easily and have fun. You don't have to think too hard about playing it. We do all kind of funny things. We kind of play it like this on stage, and we all fell over at the same time. Yeah, so that song that's more fun, that's fun, that works with the audience is kind of more fun. Sometimes the technical stuff is not necessarily that much more fun, because you have to be there have to be a time where you just have to shut off, stop being joking around on stage, and just kind of concentrate playing, and actually look at the fretboard and do it properly. So sometimes it's challenging, but sometimes they're not as fun as the one who jump around like this. Cool. Thanks. I mean, when I first started, my first 3 years, I practiced maybe about 8 hours a day, something like that, for the first 3 years. So that wasn't not that much, right? How? You guys do way more than that, I'm sure. And now it's actually kind of hard, because there's so many things to practice. If I'm going to practice, scales, things like that, or I might go up and practice sweep picking. I don't know what to practice, so it's kind of I've got to kind of do both I laid out. What did I suck at last show? And I kind of go through the list of what I need to fix up and what new things I need to learn. So it depends on the day what happens. Because since we're always on tour, that's the only time I kind of realize, I have to practice the stuff that's going to make tomorrow's shows different. And today I had to fix a fault I did 2 nights in a row, because the first night I made a mistake, and the second night I made the exact same mistake. But after the first night I thought, that was valid for them. I played it for 10 years, that song. I'm not going to make the same mistake again, but I made the same mistake exactly again. It's, once you make that mistake, it sticks in your mind and you carry on making it until you fix it. Yeah, so if I make a mistake later, that means I still didn't fix it, okay? See if you spot it later. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, practicing scale can be like eating frozen vegetable. Yeah. It's can be kind of boring. Kind of really don't have a choice. We all have to do the boring. And then the next position. So kind of no way around it. I think if you practice the scales, the technical, I mean, you're practicing the technique at the same time, yeah? Moving the fingers, and the musical or the legs. And then afterwards, I usually try to use it and jam along CDs I like to listen to. So the CD is usually on a different key than you were practicing at that time. So you have to switch the position, and kind of like, then you have to put it into practice. Otherwise you get stuck into the same. You keep soloing only in one position. So when you play along the CD, it kind of forces you to move up and down to break away from the position, I think. So that's how I used to practice, always play along my favorite CD after I learned the scales.
Practice theory while you're sure that you can work clear stuff.
Yeah, so I learned the modes and the arpeggios and the theory, and then add it in. But still now I still practice because I forgot certain things like Locrian mode that I hardly ever play, And it's like some modes you just don't play. At least I don't play in Dragon Ball. So I'm kind of stuck sometimes in this bubble of playing fast all the time and that kind of style. So and it's very hard when you play fast if you suddenly drop and play something slow in the middle of the song. You're just in a different zone. It's very hard to get the dynamic. So it kind of needs to be practiced. Yeah. It's even when you learn a solo. Let's say there's a solo you play every night, and if you make a mistake in the middle, you can't just carry on and straight away pick it back up. You kind of stop and freeze, and you kind of wait maybe like 4 bars to get back into it. But you can play the solo all the way through, but you can't play the solo from the middle into the end. It's just your brain's program to play from top to the bottom, and not from middle to bottom. So in a way, you kind of have to practice chunks of it as well as well as going all the way down. It's kind of a mechanical way. If I think about things, I make mistakes, and if I don't think about it and let it naturally go, it usually goes fine. Yeah. Cool. That was technical. What other advantage are there of thin guitar over like a thick guitar, right?
Yes.
If you're gonna have a big meal before the show, no one can tell. Fit in nicely done. Actually, it's kind of a good way to put it. A lot of people think the guitar has to be really heavy in terms of weight, or thick to get good tone. Actually, it's not necessarily true. This all depends on the vibration. Obviously, a thicker wood would have a different tone than a thin one. But I don't think there's a perfect way to say that is definitely the best guitar in the world because that wood has to be like that. And like a maple neck or a different sound to a, say, a rosewood neck and the fretboard and stuff. So with the thin body, like you said, it's light. It's good if I kick it, it doesn't hurt my leg too much. And it's just, for me, it's kind of easy to handle. And I like the tone of the way the thin body vibrates, the way the wood vibrates differently than the thick. Thanks.